Politics is an interesting thing. As recently pointed out by my mother, following Donald Trump on Twitter is more entertaining than watching any TV show ever. This statement came shortly after my father pointed out she was on her phone more than her two teenage sons combined. But in all seriousness, politics is everywhere, encompassing everything, controlling every aspect of our society. Do you know what else fits the description? The youth. Let's start off with a few definitions. Firstly, what is meant by youth? Well, as defined by the United Nations, anyone between the ages of 14 to 25. And what about politics? Well, I'm going to use a very broad term to define politics, and define politics as the disagreements and discussions revolving around matters that control or govern. So examples of politics may include federal government, something we all associate with politics. And it can be on the level of neighborhood or town councils. But on the smaller side of things, we can see politics in the workplace, such as in human resources, and we can see politics in schools. An obvious example of that would be student council, where we can see politics amongst teachers and among students as well. Yes, the drama that plagues all schools is merely just politics. But why is this important? I believe the youth should get involved in politics. Not only allowed, but encouraged to observe it, learn from it, and maybe improve it. As many of you would agree, we don't have perfect systems governing our nations. I'll be talking about three main topics. Firstly, the benefits of politics for the youth. Secondly, the benefits for having more youth in politics. And thirdly, the risks of having youth in politics. Now, what do I mean when I say the benefits of politics for the youth? Well, it's a great place to learn diplomatic and discussion skills. Let's go with a passive approach first. Let's say you just want to watch or follow politics. You'll become generally more aware of things that are important and control many aspects of our society. Let's say you watch the local news and the government of your local nation is suddenly overthrown by the opposition. By watching debates or discussions in Parliament, in the Senate, in Congress, or even on local TV stations, you can develop a good skill in debating. Why is debating important? Well, if someone challenges you, your morals, your way of belief, you must be able to defend yourself. You must be able to parry their arguments. Be good at debating, because you'll seem as a generally more intelligent and more collected person. You also come across different ways of thinking when looking at politics. You may associate more with conservative ideologies or more with liberal ideologies. Being able to switch between the two, look at things from a different angle, will help you self-assess your morals, empathize with others, and see how they look at things. What about the more active approach, taking part in politics? Well, one thing you can do is vote, but voting ages vary. In Malaysia, for example, the voting age is 21. There is still talk to lower it to maybe 18. In countries such as the United Arab Emirates, the voting age is as high as 25 years old. And in countries such as Austria, Cuba, and Ethiopia, it is as low as 16. What about in schools, as previously mentioned? Student council is an excellent place to practice diplomacy, serving as a voice for the student body, fighting off the tyranny of the school. But of course, schools aren't out to get you, the same way governments aren't out to get you. The sooner you understand that the system isn't built to attack you, the sooner you know how to improve it. Which brings me to my second topic. Why the benefits of having more youth in politics? It is generally true that on average, younger men and women are more driven and energized than their elder predecessors. And it is true that most politicians are past their middle age. However, the youngest world leader, Sebastian Kurz, the Chancellor of Austria, is 31 years old. And of course, the oldest world leader is Malaysia's very own Dr. Mahathir, who is 93 years old. Let's look at Brexit. Britain's exit of the European Union was met with disgust by the liberal young half of the UK. How many youths voted in the Brexit referendum? Well, according to The Guardian, it was 64% of youth registered voters who took part in this referendum. Now, when you compare that to the BBC's estimated 41% of youths who usually vote, it seems quite high. But when you compare that to the 90% of over 65-year-olds who voted in this referendum, it is no surprise that the group that is more happy with the results are the older generation. Now, generally youths are more liberal. Now the youths that did take part of this would have seen it to be very useful to be part of the European Union. But since the youths didn't vote in droves, since the older generation did, that is why it's very clear that they are more happy with the results. The risks of introducing the youth to politics. Now, there are of course risks, one of them being radicalization. This is the #1 danger that people think when they say introducing the youth to politics. There's a very real-life example of this. The Nazi youth program in 1930 and 1940 Germany. This program aimed at kids of all ages, maybe around 13 or 14, they experienced things similar to Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. This was done to familiarize the Nazi party with something good. But when they got older and they went to boot camps, had history and science classes, diluted with Nazi propaganda, these things slowly became nothing but facts. Systematically, the Nazi regime bred a loyal generation with incredible effectiveness. But why bother introducing youth to politics when the risks are so high? Because one way or another, the youth will grow and they will be forced to experience politics. They'll be forced to look politics in the eye. The only way, the best way to prepare them for this is to teach them loyalty, not to an ideology or a man or a party, but teach them loyalty to a system, a common belief in democracy. This will all save them on their darkest days. Maybe.